Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic Yoda from SEGADriven here, and I'm back with another LCD video because we haven't done one for a little while, mainly because I didn't have any others at the time. But we're back, and I want to show you Sonic 3D Blast by Tiger Electronics. But I've got a bit of a problem here. So there's only one other video of this in action on YouTube, so I thought this would be an interesting one to look at. I found this new old stock. So, you know, it was complete in blister, hadn't been opened, expecting this to work fine. Haven't had any other problems really with any of the second-hand LCD games, so, you know, you expect these things to work. Unfortunately, when I turn this thing on, now you might be able to see some numbers at the top there. Let's actually start the game. Now you might be noticing a problem here already. The graphics are incredibly faded and it's incredibly difficult to find out what's going on, which is a real shame because, like I say, there is literally only one other video of this game running on YouTube, so I thought it would be nice to try and figure out how this thing works and what the mechanics are and how it actually attempts to make Sonic 3D Blast work in an LCD system, which is an incredibly challenging thing to try and do. But I can hardly see what's happening. So, yeah, bit of a shame that. Unfortunately, I think what's happened with this thing is it's wound so tightly together that I think it's putting too much pressure on the screen. And if you've ever put your finger on a LCD display like a calculator or something like that, you'll notice that the graphical display does seem to fade away when it's got too much pressure on it. So I think that's what's happening here. I've tried to get into the thing. There's a couple of screws here that's holding it in place. This one doesn't matter, that's just into the battery compartment. But yeah, they're so tight I can't get any purchase on them, so I can't untie, you know, loosen the thing. I hope that like I can cure whatever's happening with the screen there. So bit of a shame. I'm sorry I can't show you more of this because, like I say, I think it's quite an interesting idea. God knows how they've attempted to make Sonic 3D Blast work with such a limited display option. But like I say, there is another video on YouTube. I will show you a bit of that now and obviously give you links in the description so that you can go and check that out directly, because like I say, it's a much more higher quality video showing the game in action. But it doesn't really give you a good idea of how it plays. An awful lot of the time with a lot of these LCD games, the only way you can really make heads or tails of it is when you're actually playing it, because just looking at it in action doesn't really give you any sort of indication as to how the character is moving, what they're actually doing, attacking, jumping, whatever. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to understand just by looking at video, which is why I was hoping to do a little bit of commentary and show you, you know, what I'm doing and what's making what happen. Unfortunately, that's not the case. What I wanted to try as well was go on to archive.org, who have recently uploaded something called Handheld History, which is a free LCD emulated software catalogue. It's a really fun little thing to check out, actually, well worth checking out, and I thought I would be able to find Sonic 3D Blast on there emulated. Unfortunately, there's only one Sonic LCD game emulated on there, and it's the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Well worth having a little muck around with if you are interested in this sort of thing, because you know, I like I've said in the past, I do find these things rather fascinating, just because it's so interesting to see how developers scale down such high concept ideas like an isometric 3D Sonic game to work on an LCD display. That's absolutely mental. But yeah, like I say, head on over to the handheld history page on archive.org if you want to have a little muck around with some LCD games. And like I say, a real shame that I can't get this to work at the moment. If I do find a way into this and I can loosen it up and that does make the display come back in, I'll hopefully upload an update video showing it running in action and hopefully give you some commentary as to how it plays. But otherwise, that one other video on YouTube is the only way to see this in action in any sort of decent quality at the moment, I'm afraid. But yeah, Sonic 3D Blast by Tiger Electronics, released in 1997. It's one of these more modern case designs. There's quite a few case designs of the Tiger ones, but the more traditional ones are the ones you've previously seen in the other Sega LCD games that we've featured on the channel. I was hoping as well that I could get this to maybe help shed some light on things, because this is the light magnifier for the Tiger and Grandstand LCD games, and it does fit to it actually. So this is a spring-loaded little thing that widens so that you can get it on top of the unit, but it doesn't really make the display any better. I mean, at the moment I'm shining a light on it directly, and as you could see in that previous demo, I'll turn it on again so that you can see what's going on. You can't really make out an awful lot, it's got to be said. A real shame. I really wanted to show you what's going on here in a little bit more detail, but until I can get this thing resolved, it'll have to be an update video, I'm afraid. Oh, shut up.